Welcome back to today's videos. Today we are going to be simulating what if the Ottomans or what if the Turkish created an empire. So first, I think the Ottomans would be attacking the Cypressians. However you say their name, they will be taken over really fast. They will be, wait, no. They will be taken over real fast, and they would be annexed immediately. So it would turn into something like this. This would be the peace treaty most likely, and we're not going to be having NATO in today's video for the sake of the scenario. I think they would most definitely go after Syria next. For sure, Syria. As you can tell, Syria is already in a constant state of war, so they would not be able to do much of anything at all. So they would probably look like this, and it would probably not end well for the Syrians because without any coastline whatsoever, they might as well go ahead and surrender. I just did the peace treaty, and this is probably the best I could make it due to their future plans for invading. And they went ahead and made Syria their puppet, so they're underneath a puppet government right now. So probably safe to say they would not be standing for a while. But boom, and if I just go ahead and turn this on, we could probably go ahead and sorry, we could probably go ahead and boom, take away their capital, and just go ahead and they've taken over their capital as well. So remove their capital due to Turkey doing full annexation. Not the world. And this is the peace treaty I came up with. And as I said beforehand, they went ahead and did full annexation. And they would probably be going after Iraq next. Let's just hope Uncle Sam doesn't get any ideas. But they would most definitely go after Iraq next, and they would probably bring in their puppet state. Give me 1 second. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, there. They would probably go after their puppets. They would probably force their puppet state to join in, and boom, they immediately start invading Iraq, which is why they brought their puppet state in. Sorry, a little confusing for me right now. So Iraq will actually be pushing in first. They will probably be pushing in and taking over this northern region and taking over a little bit of Turkish lands, which doesn't really end well for the Iraqs due to them. Oh, they're getting smacked around. They they've they they've already lost all their northern half, and they're spearheading through the. They've taken over their capital. Oh. Well, they've surrendered, so let's go ahead and take a look at this peace treaty. Alright, I just went ahead and did the peace treaty and fixed the puppet's color because I thought it was too much like the invading force, like this and this. That would probably be a little confusing. But I went ahead and changed it, and surprisingly, they will be getting an ally. You'd think it would be something from the European area. Well, probably, yeah. Probably like, um, not yet. Not yet. But they would be getting an ally of Azerbaijan. And I think they would probably most likely go after Armenia, which that itself wouldn't go too well with the two. with these two. Uh, um, uh, seems like they've already lost. I might go ahead and do the peace treaty. I went ahead and did the peace treaty, and this is what Turkey looks like now. They didn't get as much land, but they did get the important land that was right here. So that means Azerbaijan got most of the land spoils. So where are they going to be heading to next? Good idea. Probably somewhere in Europe. Greece can hold their own. Bulgaria can't really hold their own. Wait, what? What did you just say? Bulgaria can't hold their own? What? That would be impossible for them to invade. Oh, they've already invaded. Oh, they've. Okay, well, obviously, for all you realistic people out there, obviously it wouldn't be that fast. They wouldn't have taken their capital already. But um, I'm trying to make this video go fast because I don't know how long it's been already, but I don't want it to be too long. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the peace treaty. They went ahead and forced Bulgaria onto their team, which it only consists of two allies between these two. Right, but these two it only consists of those two allies, and this is just a puppet state. Because I think if they went through any more countries, maybe except for Jordan, they would get a bunch of backlash. Because Iran can't. Turkey is stronger than Iran, and based on how Iran has gotten, or Turkey has gotten much more land, and the original land used to be like like that. Yeah, it used to be like that. They've already gotten quite a bit more land and quite a bit more oil, which Uncle Sam seems to be loving right now. So if we could just go ahead and hypothetically, they would probably not go to war. They would most definitely try to keep peace at this current state of the world. But for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna force these to go to war. So we have Azerbaijan doing the first move, doing a lot of Azerbaijanis living in this region over here. They would probably go ahead and start attacking or try to, because Iran is a very mountainous country, and not a whole lot of people would recommend invading. I mean, what is an example? Okay, no examples. Well, Turkey would probably focus on the coastal regions, which, let's be for real, they would probably try to protect it due to most of their people, or most of their food is coming from Russia or China from outside services, or India, China through here. So they would try to protect their coastal area as much as they could, which is going really not well in the hands for Iran. So we could probably go ahead and Iran. Iran. I didn't realize you were that serious. Oh, Iran. Oh, and that's when the Turkish finally arrive. They try to create one solid front line over here, which they end up doing. And there's not gonna be a whole lot more for Iran because right now it's kind of looking like this. It's looking like this for Iran, and it's not looking very too particularly well. They'd probably invade like more like that for the time being and take up that much land, but probably not due to how much mountainous areas there are. They continue down the coast most likely, but it's already a hypothetical scenario, and it's already becoming highly unrealistic by now. So we probably see after this peace treaty, which would probably end up probably would end up like this towards the end, because the Iranians would try to be protecting their capital as much as they can, because that's their entire political powerhouse. Which I'm gonna go and say that the Turkish, maybe the Azerbaijanians, have taken up all their coast. Um, they've they've managed to do a giant breakthrough through the coastal regions, which ends up taking up that much land back. Which they're probably not that excited right now. They're probably a bunch of uprisings in the capital city, telling them to stop because they're in an authoritarian regime. So I wouldn't recommend doing that, Iran. But um, they'd probably have that much, and then they most definitely be fighting towards the end, most definitely. So Turkey would try to keep sending peace treaties after peace treaties, trying to force them, and that's they finally accept after their capital has been taken, which, um, yeah, these two managed to take a Iran down rather than the B bombers from the Uncle Sam. Yay! Be right back. They, okay. I just came back from the peace treaty, and this is not the worst order I've probably ever made. Um, their capital did not get taken, and I don't think they're going through a lot of civil unrest. They're like below Korea, South Korea unrest. So that's not a good sign. Or North Korea unrest. So that itself isn't a good sign if you're below North Korea. I would get that checked out, bro. But they would probably get down to all the way over here. It looks like Azerbaijan got most of the world war spoils, but in fact they did not. Um, yeah, they just did not. Turkey got most of the land spoils because they got much more valuable land due to most oil being probably like down over here, which it's yeah, it's probably down over there, and it's not taking looking too well for most of the Middle East countries. But then comes a giant twist, like giant. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, UAE, maybe Israel and Jordan. They would most definitely create a coalition. Now they can't invade Iran. They can't invade into this coalition. They can go up, but there's only one country to invade through here. They could go through the Central Asia. They could keep going through Europe. So they got two different directions. They can come from over here, or they can come from over there. So it's kind of a hard choice for them. So they would probably head into boom, probably into Greece, which is one of the more stronger countries, including Iran. But due to how they took down Iran, you could probably suggest that their ally Bulgaria, which is probably not ally, it's probably more of a puppet state, but yeah, they would be invading Greece along with Turkey and but I don't think they would have a superior navy. I think Greece would have the upper hand in that category. I think so. But enough of that. There's the Athen Mountains right here, which they kind of go. They're pretty thin, so they'd go like all the way down to the capital. And but before that, Greece's navy gets bombed by airstrikes, and they're basically done. So they're gone. Like this is probably not the last time you'll see of them, but there's gonna be huge major changes to Europe over here due to that. All right, let's go to peace treaty. this is the peace treaty they managed to come up with, and Bulgaria got most of the land, which to Turkey's dismay, it does not help them out quite a lot. Actually, their morale is probably really low right now because out of all of these three, including their puppet state, um, I Turkey has been getting the least amount. So probably there would probably be a alliance coming out of Greece's invasion or the invasion of Greece. Wrong color. It'd be okay. Yeah, that's more visible. There'd be an alliance coming out of this. Like, maybe I think Italy would join for sure. Italy would join. Maybe Croatia. I think Slovenia would join. If anything, Serbia would join their alliance. So now you don't want anything to do with Bosnia. The only way to go up now is up here and up here, which you don't want to go through Russia for obvious reasons, due to their campaign, their 3-day operation in Ukraine. I just realized how similar those sound. Anyways, back to war. Our favorite thing. They're going into Georgia. Guess who's helping them? Azerbaijan, you guessed it right. But they would fold quickly. They would fold quickly to. Oh my gosh, I am messing up. But they would fold quickly despite the Caucasian mountains, and I think. Actually, I don't know if Russia would join. Why not? Let's just say Russia joins for the scenario. Let me find the color. Russia joins for the scenario. Big ol' Russia, which they've probably already have like their enclave situation right there, and over here. So that's kind of going in for them. So Russia is invading fully. They've taken over that much land, and boom. Georgia's gone, and I think actually this is probably the border they would probably go with. The hell? Okay. But no, they would not take over the entire world. The split for over here is probably like that, most likely. Most likely, yeah. Um, boom, 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 boom. That is their peace treaty. Oh, okay, it's doing this again. But this would most likely be the peace treaty of Georgian, not the Georgia from the USA. I don't mean this Georgia right here. I don't mean this Georgia. I don't mean this Georgia right there. I mean this one that over here got destroyed by Russia. I mean this one, which yeah, they got destroyed. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do? You can't come to my house. You better not, because that's called stalking. That's illegal. That's illegal here, buddy. Again, it's stalking. You shouldn't do that. That's bad. Bad. But yeah, so they've taken over this, and boom, that capital is gone. So this is the borders of uh, Turkey, and that is including their allies and puppet states. So they got puppet state in Sahara, which isn't doing too well. Not gonna lie, it's not doing too hot. Their capital is probably like over here. But yeah, that's probably their capital. Sofia, this capital of Bulgaria, is still here, surprisingly. So then the only available option next is not Egypt, not Iran, not their own ally for sure. Definitely not. Like who would be crazy to do that? But no, they're not going to be invading their ally. But they'd probably be invading. Why is it so difficult to choose? But they'd probably be invading into Romania next. If I'm gonna be honest, they probably would. No. Okay, then that would drag in their ally and Bulgaria, which I'm just gonna there. That would drag in their ally and Bulgaria, and it's not looking too well for Romania. Their coast is gone. Oh, their capital. Oh, it's all gone. It's all gone. No, it's all gone. Peace treaty time. I just did the peace treaty, and this is what it kind of looked like for the original borders. Oh, no. The original borders kind of looked like that, and Romania's capital used to be like right here where it is, and now it's over here. So Ukraine is looking a little sad, in my opinion. So this is the oh, there's now you're telling me there's another alliance? Oh, that's a pretty powerful one. They don't want to include Ukraine because of this 3-day operation. So now it's just in between Ukraine or in between Austria. They'd probably do that. But yeah, stop showing up. That entire campaign is gone. They can only go into Ukraine, which is probably their last operation, because they got 2 allies and 2 puppets. Right here and right here. Ally, right here, right here. They're pretty far away from each other. So they're probably gonna betray their ally, or they're probably gonna go into, not betray their ally. They're gonna they're gonna probably go into Central Asia. Stop showing up. They're gonna be invading into Central Asia with the help of Azerbaijan, using their coast, which oh. You thought you really stop showing up. Y'all really thought they were gonna be invading into Turkmenistan? No. Not even Azerbaijan is involved in this one. Its own, well, actually, their puppets are forced to fight no matter what. I kind of forgot to include that. So, my fault for that. But they are gonna be fighting Ukraine on the side of Russia. Yes, Russia. Out of everything, Russia. Actually, just for the sake of it, what is a different orange? Yeah, orange. They've already taken over. What is a good amount? Uh, I just moved my mic. Shut up! Oh my god. They probably already have taken over this much land. Um, and then all of a sudden, what is it? There it is. All of a sudden, Turkey comes in. they've already taken over them. They've already taken over Odessa, which for a 3-day operation, Russia isn't looking too well compared to the. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it: the Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire. Sorry. Sorry. So they are probably gonna be invading into Ukraine through up here. So, with the help of Turkey, now there's one giant front line, and Russia just called in their friend. Uh-oh. They've already made a spearhead, which Turkey is just gonna go ahead and take some of their occupied lands, which that's actually, you know what, scrap that. Russia is going to relinquish, fancy word. I wish I could be fancy, but they are probably going to be taking that much land in the peace treaty. If I'm going to be real, they're no. I'm trying to draw a pre-planned border for y'all. That's probably going to be the border they're probably going to be taking, and Russia. Oh boy, Russia, what do I gotta do with you? Russia's probably gonna be giving land to their puppet state. By puppet state, I mean Belarus. They're gonna be taking over that much land, and yeah, they're probably gonna be dismantling Ukraine, which I'm just gonna go ahead and like don't mind me. I'm trying to figure my life out right now. Okay, there. I'm trying to draw straight lines. This never works out for me, I swear. Straight lines. Swear. Boom. Boom. That's their new border. That's their new border. This is the new one. No one cares about the old one anymore. This is all just the new one. Um Ukraine is going to become Russia's puppet, obviously. They're going to become their puppet state, and Russia is already going to take... No, not the sea. Alright, they're going to be taking that much land. Belarus is going to be taking over this much land, which doesn't seem a lot, but now Ukraine seems like this. This is the kind of the state of the world, which they went ahead and invited some allies to their party. So now this is what they're looking like, and surprisingly, Iran joins. Oh, you want to know how or why? Because their population just overthrew their government. I wonder who funded that government, Uncle Sam, or possibly Uncle Sam. Who knows? But this is the Arabian coalition, the Mediterranean coalition, the Central European coalition, and the Soviet Russian coalition. Yes, which they ended up. Why do you do this to me? Okay, there. They ended up getting an entire new ally, surprisingly. That ally is France. Yeah, France. Out of any other ally they could have chosen, France, and probably. Ooh, I want to include Africa. Probably Egypt. which then would probably include boom boom central. No, that would probably most likely contain them because there's a little bit of a beef over here and beef because they don't eat beef. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Which then Israel is forced out by Uncle. Stop showing up. Uncle Sam is forced Israel out for to not form a major coalition. So I think by this time the Mediterranean coalition would turn into the European coalition, which Bosnia, you're just gonna sink into the ocean. Like you're gone, you're gone. And I'm just gonna go ahead and sink you two as well. Y'all don't exist anymore. Nope. Not whatsoever. Like y'all don't even have population. Like they just teleported. Like all of the population went to half of it. All of the originally went to the USA. The rest of it went to Egypt. No, Pakistan. They went to Pakistan. So this situation is solved. I'm gonna fix you later. So there's gonna be a giant coalition on the skirmish. There's gonna be a skirmish on the what is it called again? The Jordan border, Jordan East border, which kind of causes a little bit of trouble. Shut up. Not even the color I want. And there's gonna be a little bit of a skirmish. There's gonna be like this much land taken from them on quote unquote accident, and everyone else thinks it's a hoax, and which kind of brings in all of the border over here, where everyone joins in because of it. So y'all scared? Not me. Not whatsoever. Hey, don't. No. 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 Boom. So, now there's this giant entire thing now, which begins to cause a little bit of troubles. Just gonna let y'all see this. A little frustrating, in my opinion. They've taken over this much. Taken over Jordan with the help of Egypt, which now most of the Turkish troops from over here are now there. Serbian troops, they have like 50% of their troops up here protecting their border, and the rest of them are down here, like protecting that stuff. Mighty warriors, yeah. Azerbaijanians, freak again. Okay, they will be invading a little bit into Iran, and Turkey will be helping out, going against the coast, which will be a lot harder to do. And the second country that fell, by the way, was Kuwait. Just gonna let y'all know, it's gonna be a lot harder to invade due to the most of this. What is this called? Well, I'm just not gonna search it up right now because I'm rushing this. It's 10:50 at night right now. I'm tired, that kind of stuff. So yeah. Comment what this is called, and I'll heart your comment. But yeah, they've already taken over probably this much land, which is crazy to think. But they're doing a bunch of blitzkrieg. English is hard. Okay, they're gonna be doing a lot of blitzkrieg invasions, stuff like that. So yeah, they're gonna be doing that. So now this is how it's looking. A lot of the help is coming from Egypt, which, um, let me click you. There. Which, this is causing, like, a lot of... Stop! Oh my god. Which is causing a lot of trouble right now. Which there's gonna be a bunch of bombings. Boom. They surrender, and as soon as they get over here, they begin taking over the sea. Which now... No. Oh, gosh. I'm trying to figure out a color. Right now, this... Stop! Right now, this is where most of them are. This is where most of the Navy is, and it's starting to expand over here. And it begins to wipe out all of its... Yeah. They've expanded over here into the Indian Ocean, which now they're spreading out down here. It's a pretty thin, and their Navy is... Let me guess, I will... Their Navy is controlling around half of it. So I think Iran will be capitulating, especially after that, which then, boom, they surrender again, which then, I'm just gonna go ahead and, like, put that back. Because their military is already, like, spreading throughout all the way over here. So they're protecting every single little thing they have and own. So like this, that's controlled. What? I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it off for now. Or actually, no, I need it on. But yeah, they've not controlled the world. They've controlled all of that. This is their entire Navy situation right now. Which, it's like the third largest Navy right now. France is in it, and I'm just gonna kick France out. And that's when several of these nations begin to leave this alliance to finding it pretty pointless. Which begins to leave them incredibly weak after that happens. And, Sudan, Libya to leave. And Egypt is only here because of Saudi Arabia spoils. That's why they're here, so... What the hell? Hall? I am so sorry. But they've taken over... I'm just gonna... At this point, most of the countries are starting to surrender. Especially ones that haven't been caught yet. So I'm just gonna... Yemen, and then they've managed to invade through up here. And they're starting to go through UAE, which they surrender immediately. All of their coast is basically taken up almost immediately. It's just this little area. I'm not going to include a third party, the Hamas, Hemedi, but they've basically surrendered. Yeah, this is going to be a long peace treaty. Long one. No. No. Nope. So, I'll see y'all whenever I get done with the peace treaty. Alright, I just did the peace treaty, and, it was a lot. Originally, I was gonna have them just take the Kuwait border right there and just have it straight for the Ottomans. That's what I'm gonna call them because they're basically the Ottoman Empire. This land right here is going to the Egyptians. Click. They're gonna go to the Egyptians. So it's basically just the coalition just collapses. They're not allowed to invade into any of this, and goes for Egypt as well. So at this point, there's probably going to be full on skill war or just waiting out and see what happens. They're going to be keeping their puppets for sure. Not the world. No. I just fixed it. But not their puppets for sure. It's going to end up staying up like this. Eventually, I think their allies, Serbia would leave them because Russia. Yeah, I think eventually after Turkey just like goes silent for a while, like they go like silent like this, they would end up like not going to a full coalition or a full coalition where it involves like every single country in this, which will immediately overwhelm them, of course, if they had like what Iran, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Libya. That's just going after Russia, which Poland, the Baltic states, probably even Finland would have to join to defeat Russia, including their allies, which these these two, this one, and these three. These three right here. So it would definitely take a lot for them to defeat it, because Ukraine has rebuilt its built military, all of that. So I'm I'm gonna end it off with a friendly ending, where they end up surviving. Actually, yeah, this is how I'm gonna end off the video. I hope everyone has a really good night tonight. Everyone stay safe and peace out.